Scoring goals is the hardest thing in football. That's why strikers command higher transfer fees than midfielders, defenders and goalkeepers. Every striker's judged on how often he finds the net. Here are some of the highest goal scorers of all time. Cristiano Ronaldo, 773 goals in 1,060 appearances. If you're surprised to see Cristiano Ronaldo on this list, you must have been in a coma for the last 15 years. The Portuguese superstar is a relentless goal-scoring machine. In 2021, he became the top scorer for club and country in football history. At the start of his career, Ronaldo was known as a skillful winger with an inconsistent end product. But since the 2007-8 campaign, he scored at least 26 goals a season for Manchester United, Real Madrid or Juventus. His best year was 14-15, when CR7 scored an incredible 61 goals in 54 games. Ronaldo is just as prolific for Portugal, and he'll probably end his career as the top scorer in the history of international football. Eusebio, 620 goals in 634 appearances. Ronaldo isn't the only goal-guzzling genius Portugal has produced. Before Cristiano became a GOAT contender, Eusebio was the king of Portuguese football. Born in Mozambique, Eusebio scored 77 goals in 42 matches in that country's top division. Benfica's scouts were impressed, but some people doubted whether he'd be able to score so freely in Europe. Guess what? They were wrong. In 440 appearances for Benfica, Eusebio scored 473 goals. That's more than a goal a game for Portugal's strongest club at the time. Eusebio wasn't a flat-track bully who only scored against the small teams. He netted twice in the 1962 European Cup final as Benfica beat Real Madrid 5-3. He also won the Golden Boot at the '66 World Cup after scoring 9 times. There's no doubt about it, Eusebio was one of the goal-scoring greats. Robert Lewandowski, 535 goals in 805 appearances. Poor old Robert Lewandowski. If the Ballon d'Or hadn't been cancelled in 2020, the Bayern Munich striker would definitely have won the award. 2020 was a sensational year for the Pole. He scored 47 goals in 44 games to help Bayern win the Bundesliga and the Champions League. Lewandowski is like a fine wine. He gets better with age. At Lech Poznan, he averaged 0.5 goals per game. At Borussia Dortmund, that jumped to 0.55 per game. At Bayern, it's exploded to 0.87 per game. Lewandowski isn't the top goal scorer of all time, but he pulled off maybe the most amazing goal-scoring achievement in the history of football. Playing for Bayern against Wolfsburg in 2015, he scored 5 goals in 9 minutes. Even Pep Guardiola couldn't believe what he'd just seen. Pelé, 757 goals in 812 appearances. There's plenty of debate over how many goals Pelé actually scored. The man himself insists it's 1,283, but when you take away the non-competitive matches, the figure is 757. One thing isn't up for debate though. Pelé is one of the best goal scorers in football history. The legendary Brazilian spent most of his career with Santos. His record for the club is extraordinary. In 656 games, he scored 643 goals. He's also Brazil's all-time leading scorer with 77 goals. That's more than Neymar, Ronaldo, Romario, Zico, and all the other great attackers Brazil has produced. In 14 World Cup appearances, Pelé scored 12 times. He's still the only player who's won the tournament 3 times. Josef Bican, 759 goals in 493 appearances. Now, you've heard of Josef Bican, right? He's the man who held the record for the most goals in football history before Cristiano Ronaldo overtook him in 2021. There's no consensus on how many goals Bican scored. FIFA has it down as 805. Others say it was 948. The most common number is 759, but it's difficult to prove. That's because Bican played in the 1930s, 40s and 50s when it was harder to collect goal figures. Whatever the exact figure, Bican was a natural at putting the ball in the net. It was easier to score goals back then, but that doesn't mean the Austrian-Czech striker wasn't exceptional at it. His record for Slavia Prague is jaw-dropping. In 270 games for the club, Bican scored 525 goals. Lionel Messi, 734 goals in 912 appearances. Lionel Messi tried to leave Barcelona in 2020. In some ways, it's good that he didn't get his wish. If he had, Messi wouldn't have broken a long-standing record previously held by Pelé for the most goals for a single club. As of February 2021, Messi scored 658 goals for Barca. It's an incredible achievement. Who knows, he could even end his career with more than 700 goals for the Catalan club. Between 2009 and 2019, Messi scored more than 40 club goals per season. His record in the 2011 to 2012 campaign was mind-boggling. Messi played 60 matches for Barca and put the ball in the net 73 times. Messi's also Argentina's highest ever scorer with 71 goals. That's more than Diego Maradona and Hernan Crespo put together. Romario, 745 goals in 963 appearances. Romario was a difficult character for managers to deal with. He was a party animal who feuded with teammates and was often late for training. Romario's managers tolerated his behavior because he could score goals with his eyes shut. The Brazilian was a lethal finisher who rarely missed when he was inside the penalty area. Romario played for PSV, Barcelona and Valencia, but most of his goals came in his homeland. In 2 spells at Flamengo, he scored 184 goals in 209 matches. Romario claims he actually scored more than 1,000 goals, but that number includes youth team games, friendlies and testimonials. In official matches, he scored 745 goals for club and country. It's not quite 1,000, but it's still a brilliant tally. Ferenc Puskás, 709 goals in 718 appearances. The Hungary team of 1954 are one of the best sides to have never won the World Cup. They lost to Germany in the final, despite having already beaten them 8-3 in the group stage. Ferenc Puskás was the star of that team. In total, he scored 84 goals in 85 matches for his country. He was such a great goal scorer that he has an award named after him. The FIFA Puskás Award is given to the player who scored the most beautiful goal of the year. Puskás was just as deadly at club level. He spent most of his career with Budapest Honvéd, where he scored 358 goals in 350 appearances. Could he keep it up at Real Madrid? Too right he could. Puskás smashed in 242 goals in just 262 games for the Spanish Giants, winning 3 European Cups along the way. Nicknamed the Galloping Major, he even played 4 times for Spain after defecting from communist Hungary. Surprisingly, he didn't score in any of those appearances though. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, 563 goals in 944 appearances. Well, he might be approaching his 40th birthday, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic hasn't lost his appetite for goal scoring. Even at this late stage of his career, he's averaging more than a goal a game for AC Milan. Zlatan's arguably played for more big clubs than anyone else in football history. The Swedish superstar scored for fun for Malmo, Ajax, Juventus, Inter Milan, Barcelona, AC Milan, PSG, Manchester United and LA Galaxy. His best ever season was with PSG in 2013-14. That year, Ibra put the ball in the net 41 times in 46 games. Zlatan also netted 62 goals in 116 matches for Sweden. That's a pretty impressive tally when you consider he wasn't even playing for a particularly strong country. Imagine how many he'd have scored for France, Germany or Brazil. Gerd Müller, 722 goals in 778 appearances. Now, if you like his strikers to drop deep and link the play, Gerd Müller wouldn't have been the man for you. But if you wanted a predator inside the penalty area, there weren't many better than the German legend. Let's start with his ridiculous record for his country. Müller played 62 games for West Germany. In those games, he scored 68 goals. 14 of those came in World Cups, and he scored 8 hat-tricks for his national team. Müller was a goal scorer for any occasion. In 13 of his 15 seasons for Bayern Munich, he scored more than 30 goals. His contributions helped the club win 3 European Cups in a row. His 72-73 campaign was off the charts. Müller grabbed 66 goals in 49 matches for Bayern that year. And that is the kind of goal scoring that you just can't teach. So, who's your favourite goal scorer of all time? Let us know in the comments section below, then press subscribe for more videos like this.